Hi, I'm Umulkha Kechi.
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Ahmed. I'm currently studying at the University of Ottawa in Canada. I'm studying public
Uh,
policy, and I'm really excited to share my experience as an international student.
okay, so basically, we are a student-led organization focusing on the empowerment of differently able people. So let's start with the questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. Just a second, let me get it. So the first question is: have you noticed social barriers that make it harder for differently able students in Canadian universities to make friends and engage in campus life? What factors contribute to this, and how can student communities be more inclusive?
Yeah, there are a lot of social barriers present for differently able students among making friends and like fully engaging in the campus life. For example, there's a very big accessibility problem. Like some events and some spaces that they're not accessible for people who are differently able, in my opinion. And there's also a lack of awareness among some students about what these diseases or some problems that differently able people experience. But however, there
Uh-huh.
is some sort of like at my university, there's some facilities made for them. Like there's been a very upturn of resources available for people who aren't, as we conventionally say, normal in a way. So that's something an improvement that I've seen. But in a way that we
Uh-huh.
can make it better is have more awareness programs, have peer support programs, or have even better even planning for having more ramps, for example. That's something we can do.
Uh-huh. Moving on to the next question. What role do Canadian schools and universities play in fostering inclusion and awareness about differently abled individuals? Are there any specific programs or initiatives that stand out?
As I've said before, most universities now have accessibility services, but the thing is, their effectiveness really varies. Some have really good like mentorship programs, such as the University of Toronto. They have the Accessibility and Disability Alliance. However, at the same time, other schools and universities in a way lack this awareness and these resources. So, in my opinion, there's a need for more awareness that should be brought into student life to realize that these people are a part of our working force, or these people are part of what we interact with every day. So I think professors can also play a big role in like fostering inclusion for better accommodations or better classroom learning experiences.
Uh-huh. Have you noticed any stigma or bias against differently abled students in Canadian universities? If so, what form does it take, and how do students usually respond to it?
Yeah, there's still little stigma that exists. I mean, generally, there's a lot of like it's been discouraged to to think of these people as different, but there's some discrimination still present as people think that some mental health conditions are just kind of people are just making them up in a way. But that's really wrong if they have to if they're assuming that people are making them up. Some people have, for example, have attention disorders. So professors think of them as lazy, but at the same time, that's not something that they can control. And some students really stand up for themselves who are differently like not conventionally normal by
देखिए
advocating for
मुझे हंसी आ
themselves,
रही
while
है.
others might not really ask for help in need. So I think schools, and the other students should really educate others and just really learn themselves that these stigmas aren't something that should be encouraged, and there should be a better, more supportive environment.
Uh-huh. Do you think financial aid and funding for differently able students in Canada are sufficient? Why or why not? Are programs like disability grants and accommodations meeting student needs?
Yeah, I mean, there are some financial aid programs such as the Canada Student Grant, or there's specific program in Ontario that is in a university as well. But they're not always, as you can say, enough for the amount of people that need that program at the same time. Some students find it really complicated to go through the application process, and there's some extra costs that they can't afford in a way. And so, there the criteria for this is very strict in a way, so that people don't use it even if they don't have some such problems. So I think some students are like in a middle of it, but they don't classify for any of the criteria. at the same time we need it. So in a way, we need to expand this financial aid system in Canada for universities and schools.
Uh-huh. Moving on to the next question, do you think differently able students in Canada have equal job opportunities after graduation? What barriers exist in the job market, and what can be done to improve inclusivity?
In my opinion, it has really improved in a way. Like people now discriminate less, but there's still, in a way, differences between what we call a normal person and people who are differently able. How
Uh-huh.
as people think that they are at a disadvantage or something. They don't want at the same time commit fully, or they will have problems in actually communicating with others or having a working in an efficient manner. But I think that's really wrong. It's a wrong assumption made by employers. It has really improved though. But however, in my opinion, to improve it more, we need more equity programs, and there should be more trainings for employers at the same time that teaches them how to like accommodate people who are differently able in a workforce.
What steps can Canadian universities take to better support the mental well-being of differently able students? Are mental health services accessible and tailored to their unique challenges?
Mental health services are accessible for my opinion. We have counselors in my university that like, counsel students for their well-being and like neurodivergent diseases or in chronic illnesses that may affect them. Schools should fund more in a way for mental health programs, and they should train counselors on more unique diseases in a way, because it is really generalized to assume what the mental diseases or these differently able people really go through their life. So if in case there's some student who has a really unique experience, so the counselors may not be trained to deal with it. So in a way, they should improve that. They should train the counselors a bit more. And other than that, they should increase the funding for these programs or improve make say awareness programs that teaches students how to interact with people who are differently able. At the same time, they should improve the financial aid opportunities available for them.
For the last question, is there any piece of advice would you like to give to the young generation?
I would like to say that we should not think of people what we see from the outside. If there's some person who's for example, in a wheelchair, so we'll assume that they're in a way not what we see as conventional human beings, but that's a wrong assumption. We should really train and teach our young students and children at the same time that these all people are humans as well, and we should see them at the same light as we see like other humans. There should be more equality in a way for differently able people.
That's all for today. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.